All right, shalom to the elect of Israel. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone. Salutes to you, Akim, teaching his word to the elect in truth and sincerity. All right, it says this is going to be a short lesson. All right, Lord willing, edifying. All right, I just want to speak on some thoughts that I had. All right, concerning these end times. Okay, the tribulation, uh, the collapse, that's approaching. Ultimately, the Lord is going to be with the elect throughout it all. Okay, we are going to have deliverance. We're going to have protection. The Lord is going to help us. Okay, things are going to get rough. Okay, times are going to become very, very hard, man. We're going to go through a lot of tribulation, pressure, Jacob's trouble, all these things. But ultimately, it's going to be a time like never before. But the Lord is going to see that the elect are delivered, man. Okay, so I want to start with Daniel's 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay, so starting off, right, it says that Michael's going to stand up. Okay, the archangel is going to, protect the elect, all right, of the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, our scattered seed, all right, the remnant that the Lord is going to deliver in these last days from the destruction, from the collapse, from all calamities that's going to be falling upon this earth. You're going to have that remnant that the Lord has angels that are going to, protect them. Okay. Now here is mentioned Archangel Michael. Okay. So which Archangel Michael being an angel of war, man. Michael meaning Michaela, which means he who is like the Most High. Okay. The Lord is a man of war. So if the Archangel Michael is coming to intervene in the earth, what must be happening? You got to really picture it and think about it. What type of chaos and catastrophe has to be going on this earth? When you're talking about World War III, right, conflict in the Middle East, when you're talking about the cost of living, all right, when we're talking about because these whole nations, they were coming together, putting sanctions on Russia. Okay, now Russia's looking like the boogeyman of the whole world with the invasion of Ukraine, and all these nations were, especially America, they were sanctioning Russia. Okay, and that is causing ripple effects on the economies all over the world, man. In Europe, the Americas, all right, is causing the rise of the prices of resources, right? Fuel, energy, all right, and people are feeling the squeeze. So you're gonna have economic woes, okay? People not being able to buy food, people not being able to afford housing. There's gonna be a lot of crises, man. Okay, the time of trouble. You're gonna have riots, man. There's a reason you got people protesting about the cost of living. Okay, that's constantly happening in the UK. All around the world, man. You got uproars of the people. These are part of the prophecies. So we know there's gonna be one hell of a time, man. Chaos happening on the earth when this goes down, right? That's why we're gonna need deliverance. Okay, because it says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Okay, so there's never been a time of trouble and great chaos and destruction, in times past. In the time of, when you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, how they were just those, there were 5 cities that were destroyed, all right, with fire and brimstone. When you look at the time of the flood and Noah, all right, where the whole earth was flooded. Now, when that time was devastating, that was, a catastrophe. Okay, so the time that's coming is going to be worse than those times, man. You can't, there's going to be nothing you can say was like the time that we're in now. All right, when you got ICBM missiles ready at the push of a button, okay, which is going to wipe out America. America being Babylon is going to be totally destroyed at the end of this. All right, Jacob's trouble. You're going to have, these military troops coming in, declaring martial law, having roadblocks. As the scriptures say, one man shall desire to enter into a city and shall not be able. Okay, people are not going to be able to move around as easily. The grid is going to be more restricted. Highways and motorways being restricted. Economic collapse. People not being able to get money out of their accounts. All these things are coming, man. So when that happens, you're going to see people's true nature and true colors come out. People are going to be losing it. They're going to be going at each other's necks. There's going to be, violence, bloodshed in the streets. What you name it. Okay. So, and those doomsday preppers and those bug out bags, that people got, that's not going to help them in this day, man. You can't rely on that because nobody knows what situation and scenario they're going to be faced with. Okay, that's why it's about faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, okay? Because it says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So the elect, written in the scriptures, that are predestinated from the foundation of the world to be delivered, are going to be saved. All right? Because they're trusting in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and I mentioned those doomsday preppers and those things, but that's only gonna get so far, man. How many tin cans of beans can take you, through this, and who's to say you ain't gonna, get raided, or you're even gonna be around those things where you stored them. All right. So this is Jeremiah 17 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. You see, because having a bug out bag, having a doomsday bunker, all right, storing tin cans, a whole bunch of tin cans, if you're relying on that and you're trusting in that, and you're diligent at having a whole a pantry, you got a whole pantry, man, of tin cans that will last you 5 years. You got a backup generator and all these things. 80, that's making flesh, your arm, man. All right, it says, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm. Right now, so ultimately that's not going to save you. So, but we do say if you got wisdom, you get yourself a couple of extra tins and whatever you can, so be it, man. That's all good. But the thing is, we're trusting in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's what it mainly comes down to, because it says, you don't want your heart to depart from the Lord, man. Remember, that's what it comes down to. It's the Lord, all right? Having the Spirit, the holy angels, also, protecting. All right, let's get the book of Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 33 and verse 8, verse 17. An horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. You see, so yeah, that's all vanity. You trusting in the things that are carnal, all right? You trusting in carnality, man, that's gonna be, vain. Okay, because that only goes so far. The flesh has its limits. It can only go so far. But when you trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in the Holy Spirit, that's when miracles can happen. That's where the miracles are, man. That's where the elect are going to be found. Miracles are going to be done for the elect through the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, behold, the eye of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. We're in a time where, it's about hope. The elect, all right, are going to be seen of the Lord, all right, because they're the ones that fear him. They're the ones that hope for his mercy. It says to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Okay, to keep them alive in famine. And that's exactly what the Lord is going to do. All right, when the time where there's the shelves in supermarkets are all stripped, there's no stock, food markets are empty. Everyone's looking around and there's no food in sight. Well, guess what? The Lord is going to have the elect fed. They're going to eat. Okay, so let's read it. Isaiah 65 and verse 12. Verse 13, it says, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay, so that's what's happening. And you have the elect, the men of the Lord, the prophets. The Lord's not going to just leave them high and dry. The Lord's not going to leave them to be destroyed. All right. The Lord's been seeing them, all right, on the highways and byways, doing the work, street teaching, all right, preaching the word in season and out of season, having faith and trusting in the Lord, especially when the time comes, is going to be implementing the MOTB, okay, that CHIP. That's going to become mandatory, and we're seeing it close. It could very well be this year, man. Okay, Lord willing. Just look at the signs. Look at the way things are going. And however it goes down, we know we're close. Okay, so we ain't putting our ideas into 10 years in this place, man. 5 years ahead. Your 5-year plan, man. This place is going down, man. Okay, and the Lord is going to be with the elect. Okay, while you have all these, people lining up and getting, the CHIP, getting their heads in their forward, what we're gonna witness this, man. While we're seeing all of that, you're gonna have the men of the Lord that are gonna be faithful, man. All right, in the face of adversity, in the face of persecution, at the risk of losing their families, their loved ones, and even their own lives. With those guillotines are presented, the Lord is gonna be with the elect. Whether you're on the move, you're on the, going, you're moving about place to place, the Lord's going to have them taken care of, man. They're not going to be ashamed. They're not going to be thirsty. They're not going to be hungry. The Lord's going to take care, man. All right, to deliver their soul from famine, to deliver their soul from death. These are the times. This is what's coming. Okay, remember the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and are safe. All right. So having all of this knowledge is man, it begins, man. It starts with this: the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the faith. All right, because we're in those times, man. Better believe, man. Better believe we're in those times, man. Time is short. All right, so those dragging their feet to seek the Lord, to repent, that is a dangerous position, man. That's dangerous thinking. Okay, because all hell is gonna break loose soon, man. Sooner than even anybody could even imagine. It's all in the air, man. Lord willing, through the Spirit. Okay, and when that time comes, the elect are going to be sorted, man. The Lord's going to have that hedge. They're going to be protected. Okay, this is Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Okay, so knowing all that we know through the Spirit of the Lord, all right, all that the Lord has revealed unto us in this truth, that's going to be strength in the time when all hell's breaking loose, when the CHIP is presented to the world and people can't buy and sell. People are pressured into getting that charagma stabbed up in their hand and getting that grievous sore. All right, that radiation and falling out, dead, dropping, giving up the spirit, man. All these times when all these things happen, man, that's when the scriptures say, then shall they know a prophet was among them. Who were the chosen of the Lord, who had the truth. There's going to be no debating, man. It's just going to be judgment in that day. Because those that take that CHIP, they're going to be judged, man, with those nuclear missiles. All right? They're going to be burned with those fires, the missiles dropping. The Lord's not going to deliver them. They ain't going to get beamed up. They're not going to be delivered. All right? So that's why it's important to have this knowledge, man, this wisdom, to understand the times we're in, to know what's what, man. To know the MOTB is the C hit. All right. And not to take it. All right. Which is going to be of the Lord that's going to deliver you from taking it. All right. Salvation is of the Lord. Okay. And you know, the Lord's going to be with us, man. That's why you got to have faith, man. No matter what. Okay. Because we're worms, man. Okay. That's what it says. Isaiah 41. Yep. Isaiah 41:14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. All right. Yeah. We're like worms, man. Okay. You helpless, defense. Well, when you look at worms, they're really defenseless. All right. That's the situation that, like, it seems, looking at it for face value, that we're in. But look what else it says. It says, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. So, yeah, in the time to come, it's going to seem like, you know, we're going to be, you know, done. But the Lord said he's going to help us, man. You know, we're not helpless. We're going to have help. The Lord said that he's going to, you know, that he said his servant shall eat. You know, all these things that people think about, you know, that people can worry about. Oh, what am I going to eat? What am I going to wear? What am I going to do? The scriptures talk about that. All right. Don't be worrying about those things, man. Just know and have faith that the Lord is going to help us. All right. The details is not important. All right. Because we don't know everything and all the details of how it plays out. But we just got to know the Lord's with us. He's going to help us. All right. Don't fear those things that come, man. Okay. The Lord is going to help us. So I'm going to end it there. This was just a quick one. All right. A few thoughts. All praises be to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Waharaka Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Okay. And to the elect. Shalom.